All right, we back again with another video. Today's video is gonna be shoulders. I might throw in bench press, not sure yet, but it's gonna be shoulders. Now, as you can see, it's light outside. This ain't my usual time to be in here working out. I got off a little early today. Since I didn't get in here this morning, I figured, hey, let me creep in here and see what it's like to work out in the evening time. 3:45, 4 o'clock right now, and really want to see what it's like working out this late. If I got more time, because I might start going in the evening time. Because with it being cold out, it's getting a little harder to get up in the morning. So, yeah, let's go in here and see what's up.
Motivate you. I don't want to just inspire you. I want to empower you. So we've been talking about what do beasts do? I don't want to just look like a beast. I don't want to talk like a beast. I don't want to have beast paraphernalia. I want to be a beast. I want to be in beast mode. I want to do what beasts do. And so I told him yesterday was the weirdest thing. I was reading a story about the lion and gazelle, just like you. I was reading a study. I was reading and I was studying. I would read it over again. I would study. I was examining. I would pull back and I would digest the story. I'm going over the story over and over and over and over. And I'm looking for that thing. I'm looking what makes a lion a lion. I'm looking because if I can find out what makes a lion, I can help you turn that switch on. Because we all have it. That switch is in all of us. It's in a high school dropout. That switch is in someone who was homeless and ate out of trash. That switch exists in all of us. And I knew if I could turn the switch on, and if I could teach you how to turn that switch on. And so I'm reading the story and I'm asking myself, okay, Eric, what are the similarities? And the similarities are every single day in Africa. Woo, I love it. Every single day in Africa, I love it. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference if you're a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, I love it. If you're a gazelle, you wake up with this notion that I must outrun the lion if I'm going to survive. Listen to me. I don't know what your business is. I don't know what you're trying to do personally, but there's something you're going to have to outrun. Every single day when you wake up, something you're gonna have to run. For some of you, it's alcohol. For some of you, it's other substances. For some of you, it's depression. For some of you, it's your past. For some of you, it's procrastination. For some of you, your inability to stick with something, to start and finish. For some of you, you can't execute. I don't know what it is, but every single day, like that gazelle, you're gonna wake up and boom, you're gonna have to run from something. There's something you're gonna have to get away from to survive.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. This is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out.
It's where I think the real truth comes out, because I think there are a lot of people who are very talented who can make it there. There are very few people who can deal with the pressure and the stress that happens when we're there.
I feel I'm the best ever. It's not bragging or boasting. The proof is in the pudding.
In my mind, I'm always the best.
I am the greatest fighter of all time. And when I hit you with a hard right hand, you will fall.
You gotta win tomorrow, you gotta win right now. If you're passionate about what you're doing, keep going, keep believing, reach for the stars.
Everything is always impossible until someone does it. Maybe it has never been done before. That's perfectly fine with me. But I'm gonna do it.
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
Hungry dogs run fast.
And let the big dogs eat.
If you look at the greats in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation.
It means you have to be more disciplined than not disciplined. I wanted to be the best I could be, period.
I was waiting for you to smile at some of the compliments. You didn't.
Smiling doesn't win you gold medals.
I'm too fast, I'm too skillful, and I'm gonna show everybody out there watching this show and the whole world, and the world will bow and admit that I am the greatest of all times when you see what I do to George Foreman.
I believe that whatever I put my mind to, and if I was willing to make sacrifices and I was dedicated, that I could achieve absolutely anything.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody Maybe someone's don't like me because maybe I'm too good.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
That I decided to be the author of my story rather than a character in it is the moment that my pain began to evolve into my power.
You can either live your dreams or live your fears. And I think the majority of people actually are not living their dreams, but are living their fears.
Our lives are mostly affected by the way we think things are, not the way they are. The way we think they are affects us more.
Study the darkness. You find no answers in the light. Happy moments, but the dark times, man, you can't get there unless you put yourself there. Life will take you there.
Failure doesn't mean it's over and life stops. Failure means at this moment, in this particular time, you didn't pass this thing. You can either retry and do it again and then pass, or you could partake in something else and possibly pass in that.
This is your season. This is your season because you put in work when everyone else was resting. It's why you got disturbed at night and knew you had to get up. You're learning that feelings aren't facts. The fact is, if you put in the work, results will follow. If you feel like it or not, you might as well put in the work so that when the feeling comes and when the feeling goes, the results stay with you. The benefits of a better version of you, the stronger version of you with greater endurance, is something you can take in every arena of life. You will never find it crowded when you go the extra mile.
Because if where you at today, if God had showed you what you would have to go through to get to where you are today, you would turn back. Because in order to get to who you are, you had to go through every single thing you went through. You wouldn't even know what you know. You can't have a testimony without a test.
It's a new year, but is it really gonna be a new you? A better you? I mean, what's gonna make this year any different? What's gonna keep you committed? Everybody makes a decision, but what's hard is staying loyal to your vision.
Belief in oneself and knowing who you are, I mean, that's the foundation of everything great. People should learn from my mistakes as well, not only my successes. That's the beauty of living a life. I'm not a perfect guy. You can take whatever out of it that you choose that applies to you. Some things that I've done will not apply to you. And I made, by the grace of God and whatever angels that I had over my shoulders, I made it through. You may not make it through that same hole. But if you could take what I've done and then perfect on it, then that's great. We all aspire, we all have the same emotions. You know, no matter who you are, where you're from, we all have the same emotions. You know, we all want to be successful. We all have the same fears of failure. We all have this feelings of abandonment. We all want love. We have to stretch the audience. You know, it can't be a young man's game. It has to be a genre of music. You know, and what I do while recording is I'll find the truth. Whatever truth that I'm going through, it's a real emotion. If I say, I gotta learn to live with regrets. Now I can relate that to that in my life, you can relate to that in your life, everyone can relate to it. So I find a true emotion and connect to that emotion rather than try to make a certain type of record or make a kiddie record. You gotta understand the reason, right? Why does that guy think like that? Right? How do you arrive at that point? You got to also look at that. You have to look at that. You got to look at the environments and places we live in and how things are set up and how things are structured and how we're always the last on the totem pole, even from our schooling to our roads, you know, everything that all the obstacles that's placed in front of us. If this is what I have to live for, then I'm going to take a chance to get more. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens to me. My first album, but I never really took it serious. It was more of a hobby, and it was such a gift to me. Like, it was a gift. Like, it wasn't really hard for me to create raps. It wasn't hard for me to write rhymes and things like that. This is when I used to write. Like, in my earlier days, I used to write every day, every single day, in the kitchen, banging on the table. My mom's like, please, kid, there's a break back here. I had this green notebook. I used to just write every single day. I wasn't writing with the intentions of having a record deal or anything like that. It was just something that I like to do. It was more of a hobby. I wasn't really just trying to get a record deal. So I would run the streets after that, then I just stopped writing. So then I would still get all these ideas. I have all these ideas, and I still make songs, but now I'm making these songs in my head. But so it still wasn't a serious thing to me. To my man Jazz, who was also from Marcy, he got a record deal with EMI, and they gave him some paper. It was like $300,000. Like back then, this is like 88 or something. I'm like, for real? So it took a while, but when I really started getting serious, my first album came out in '96. Then it was like,
no matter who you are, no matter where you are in life, you can take the lid off of your job. And if you're wondering if you still have the lid on in your life, here are some clues that's going to let you know that the lid is still on. If you're not excited about waking up in the morning, if you're sitting around bored out of your mind, if you got time to do everything anybody asks you to do, you probably got the lid on. If when you tell your dreams to all your friends, it makes sense to them, you got your lid on, man. Your dreams should not make sense to everybody. You got to say something that make people go, how you going to do that? That's when you got the lid off. And if I were you, I'd do that. I'd take the lid off. Makes sense to me, don't it? I mean, look, in show business, that's all the time. You could come to work one day and they just say the show is canceled. What can you do? So what I've done is I've produced so much content. I got radio, I write books, I write movies, I do TV shows, I host TV shows. I got a game show, I do a Facebook watch show. I do so many. So when they come and they cancel something, I don't really give a damn. Because I got 8 more jobs. You know what I mean? I've just managed to stack. And then I'm always prepared. I prepare for what's coming. Here's the deal. Change is inevitable. So here's what's going to happen. No matter what's going on in your life, it's not permanent. Everything is going to change. So there's 2 things you can do with change. You can react to it or you can participate in it. It's going to change anyway. So if you keep waiting around, you're going to have to...